I'm staying home. It's Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco, everybody. It's that was good the way you lowered that. This is what a show we have today. This is like such an exciting show. I can't even wait to get to my guest. Attel is in his house. Is that crazy? Like one of the greatest comedians ever lived. Attel in his house. Speaking of amazing comedians, Felipe Esparza is in his house. This is, before I went live, I want to wait for the people to come on. I don't start the comedy before I break 40. There we go. So before I went live, I noticed this, and this was upsetting to me. On the floor of the studio here was can you see it? It's a dead fly. You see that? Do you see it? Can you see the fly on the live? No, on the...
I'm 15 seconds behind.
Oh, you're 15 seconds behind? Do you see it on the...
Oh yeah, we see it.
Yeah, it's sad. It's like... It's like...
Enough on the dead fly.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm just saying we couldn't get... I tried to get my friend Jeff Goldblum on the show, but instead I got this guy, Jeff... I'm a dead fly on the floor of a dead show. Yes. It was a little Goldblum for you just to start the show. A lot of people ask for the Goldblum. I know Willie doesn't like it, but a lot of people... we don't have time today. It's not only Cinco de Mayo, but it's Toot Your Own Horn Tuesday, everybody. And I know we instituted this segment last week, and it's taken off like crazy. Toot your TYOH Tuesday. And what am I tooting my own horn about today? Because I know for many of you, every day is Toot Your Own Horn Day in these quarantine times. But I am tooting my horn. You're not going to believe this. I had not one, but two fabulous tweets. Evan, show the tweets. It's not easy to come up with fun tweets. First of all, look at that. They were liked by my buddy Jeff Ross, and Jeff partners with Attel on Bumping Mics. So, you know, when a comedian like Jeff Ross, one of our greatest joke writers, likes your joke, you know you're doing something right. And this is why it's Toot Your Own Horn Tuesday. Look at this. So Andy Lassner is the executive producer of The Big Ellen Show. And Andy tweeted out, "A good chunk of my day is spent counting my chins on Zoom." I commented, "I spend mine measuring the circumference of my forehead."
Nah.
What is it? Width times length equals something? Andy, big time producer Andy likes it. To Your Own Horn Tuesday. Yeah, and then as if one good tweet wasn't enough, I tweeted this. "If you run out of gloves, can you put a condom on each finger? Also, does anyone have any condoms I can borrow?" I like the idea of borrowing, lending out condoms and then asking for them back. I'll give them right back to you. They're only going on my fingers. It's not like you can't use them after. They're just going on there. So yeah, we're getting a lot of laughs and likes and things. So yeah, it was Toot Your Own Horn. It is Toot Your Own Horn Tuesday, and I enjoyed that I did those tweets. I don't want to toot too much, but yesterday's show, the word on the street is just wow from yesterday's show. Like people went crazy. A lot of knocked it out of the park. A lot of that we got.
A lot of
Thumbs ups. And I just want to say, if you're missing the show, if you're not, you're missing out on I don't want to say life. I don't want to say you're missing out on everything, but you're missing out on moments that, you know, remember the old water cooler moments? Remember going to an office? Remember water coolers? Remember rush hour? You sat in your car, rush hour, you went to the office. Remember offices? And then you stood by the water cooler with your coworkers, and you talked about, "Oh, did you see this on TV? Did you see it?" I have water cooler moments, but of course there are none of those. So now it's just we're all around our kitchens hanging out by the sink going, did you see Elon's live? So this is a new segment I like to call a kitchen faucet moment. The kitchen faucet moment from last night. The great comedian Frank Caliendo, like the best impressionist of our day. Frank Caliendo came on as George W. Bush because there was a whole live video that went, not a live, but he made a video that went viral. And everyone went nuts. And I said, would you come on as George W. Bush? Can we play that clip? He spent half the time in character trying to figure out how to use the phone. Play that clip. We'll play it shortly, folks. Is it playing? Here. Is it? You gotta make it louder. He's saying this looks like a Shar-Pei.
We're out here. How's it,
There we go.
It's kind of like a Shar-Pei there.
Yeah, we heard that. You went back?
Is everything okay, Mr. President?
Yeah, well, what's going on?
No, you can move the phone back, and we just wanted to talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, well, we're out here. How's it going, Efren?
Efren, he calls
Elon,
me.
my name's
He calls
Elon.
me Efren.
Can you, just move your, if you move it back a little bit, that would help us.
How's that?
How's that? Oh my God. Frank Caliendo, thank you for coming on last night. That was what we call a kitchen faucet moment from the show. Oh, there's so much to do. I can't even, do I have time for anything? I don't have time. I have like guests coming on. There's so much that I planned, but we'll probably do it tomorrow. Should we say hi to the president before we bring Felipe on? Is the president there? I would love for him to, give a little message to the people today. If the president is here, we're going to get, oh, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Hello, Mr. President. How are you? How are you doing? We're still waiting, I think. Mr. President? This is the nature of these shows. They just never go smoothly. They never go well. Tell Dad, we're not ready for you for at least like 15. I have 2 stars. Mr. President, we're going to try one more time, Mr. President. Say hi. Otherwise, we'll go right to Felipe and then come back to the president. Yeah, text Felipe that we'd love to have him on now. This is already such an amazing show. I wanted to share with you a few other things while we're waiting for the president. My brother bought this for me, which is such a nice thing. He bought this. You know these lights that they have? You know these lights. And the thought was so sweet. He's like, hey, you're doing your show? And he sent me this in the mail from New York. And I was just like, and now that it's on, I've never felt more pathetic and desperate. I literally feel like one of those like hot girl Instagrammers. It's like, that's what that's for. It's not for me. I mean, I appreciate that, Stephen, you bought this for me, but that is simply for a hot girl to accentuate their hotness. It's not for me to accentuate my foreheadness. I don't need light to shine on this. Now look, it's just bouncing off. Why am I talking like Seth Rogen? I don't need this. Is that bad? Was that a bad impression? All right, speaking of great impressions, I think I saw the president here, and we're gonna have, here we go. We're gonna try to go live again with the president. But thank you, Stephen. Thank you for that light. Is it helping? It's accentuating things. I don't think it's helping. I think it's more of an accentuation. Mr. President, I'm so glad you're here.
Well, it's horrible to be here as usual. Thank you.
If it's so horrible to be here, why do you join us every single day?
Because it's an excuse for me to get away from Melania. She wanted to have quality time, and I had to get the hell away from her.
Now, this is, it's a big day for many Mexican Americans. It is Cinco de Mayo. How are you celebrating?
Well, I celebrated today by paying a few of them.
By
Normally
what?
don't. I celebrated today by paying a few of them. Normally I don't pay them; they work for nothing. And today I gave them a tip.
I see that. Wait, can you, Dave? Let me show Dave. Dave Attel, we're talking to the President of the United States. Could you hold on for 1 minute? Wait, say hi to the President. Dave, say hi to the President. Isn't that exciting? Wait,
Great
one
guy,
second.
great
We'll be
guy.
back with
Tremendous
Dave
guy.
Attel. Dave Attel, the legend, is on the phone. So we better make this quick, Mr. President. I want to keep Dave.
Yeah. Well, now what you were talking about the Mexicans, and we love Mexico. We love Mexicans, and that's why we want them to come in legally, not illegally. That's why
Right.
we're getting rid of the bad ones. And by bad ones, I'm talking about gang leaders, gang members, Selena Gomez. And now you got to worry about MS-13.
Right.
MS-13, very
Turn
dangerous.
scandal. Yeah, why is that?
You know what MS is, right? You know what MS is,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
Multiple sclerosis. These are gang leaders with disabilities. That's why they're killing everyone. They're angry. They have a disorder. So we're going to get rid of the bad ones, okay? And we
I
can't get rid of
appreciate
all
that.
the Mexicans. No one's
Can I
gonna mow the
pitch
lawn.
you something? Can I pitch you something, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I pitch you something? Maybe instead of like build that wall, maybe it should be build that vaccine.
I'd rather build the wall, quite frankly.
Right, but see, this is the problem. A little less focus
And by
on
the
a
way,
wall and more on saving who's in the country currently. Build that. Everybody just comment, build that vaccine. Just comment at the president.
Excuse me.
Build that vaccine.
Our wall is going to be, it's going to be the biggest wall. And we're greasing the wall down with guacamole.
Mm-hmm.
They're never going to climb it. They'll slip right off it. I can tell you that. And if you're gay, don't worry. We'll put a glory hole right in the middle of it.
Thank you, Mr. President. I really appreciate you with the sweet Cinco de Mayo message. As always, it's always a pleasure. So let's not screen mirror anymore and take that off, and then let's invite Dave back on. Otherwise, no, if I hold the phone up, it'll be much better. So take off screen mirroring, and then it'll call me. And we're also still waiting for Felipe. But let's say hi to Dave. There's Dave. So tell Dave we'll be right with him, and then we're going to take Felipe. Here he is. Felipe! Oh my goodness. Felipe Esparza is one of the best comedians out there. He has a Netflix special. He has an HBO special. Oh my goodness. He has so many specials. We're waiting for him to go live. Do you think Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or any of the Jimmys have these problems? Felipe! What is that? Is that Michael Jackson?
No.
What is that?
Someone made a doll for me.
Someone made a doll for you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Felipe!
What's up, boo?
There it is.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, white people, St. Patrick's Day.
Felipe, oh, by the way, that's what I love about Felipe, always armed with jokes. A lot of comedians will come on and just go, hey, Elon, how's it going? Boom, already, Felipe, you're killing it. You know what I love about yeah.
It's sad, man. Cinco de Mayo landed on Taco Tuesday, and we can't even go outside.
And by the way, on top of that, it's Toot Your Own Horn Tuesday. So now it's the trifecta of like, what do we do with this day? He wasn't watching the show earlier, was he? Felipe, he's texting. Felipe, you know what I love amongst other things, like your jokes and just your presence and hanging out with you? I love that you have a little catchphrase that's "What up, fool?" Like I have with Modi, we go "Shut your mouth" to each other. You always have "What up, fool?" How did you come up with it? It's the greatest, most endearing insult.
I met a girl once at this club I used to do in Montebello, and I called her house, and her brother answered, "What's up, fool?" And I said, "What's up, fool?" And then we had a "What's up, fool" argument, but we were just greeting each other.
So now it turns into like pleasantry. It's a nice greeting.
Yes.
That's so cool. I love that origin story. There should be a Netflix documentary, the origin story of What's Up, Fool.
What's up, fool?
Could I be in it with you? Could I be in the documentary?
Hell yeah, fool.
Let me just say this, fool. You better put me in everything that you do, because you know what? You remember what I did when you were still like not the hot Netflix comedian that you are now. Do you remember what we did together?
We're on the Tonight Show back in '08.
Yeah, with Jay Leno. So this
Oh,
is such a great
Court
story.
TV.
This is such a great story. So I saw you at the Laugh Factory, and I've never seen you before. And I had one of those like, oh my God moments. Like I've had very few times. Like maybe the first time I saw Ali Wong. Are you reading unimportant fan comments?
Someone just said, "Don't put that guy in anything."
You're so right. And here's the sad thing. That was one of my fans.
Hey,
That wasn't even one of your fans. It was one of my own fans. Felipe, when I saw you, I had the moment that I had with Ali Wong. And I remember Ali Wong came off stage first time I saw her like 4 or 5 years ago, and I went, how have I never seen you? I'm stunned. And that's how I felt about you. Everything that came out of your mouth was smart, clever, and hilarious. And we became fast friends. And then I said,
yeah,
hey, I'm doing these goofy Tonight Show segments. Do you want to be on? Do you remember them?
yes. One was first one was the one about the
Home court.
the court,
Right.
home court,
I did the People's Court, where we bring the People's Court to
the
your home.
court to
Home.
you. And we went to a Burbank Media Center and we saw a couple of guys. Some guy had bad feet.
And then you were the bailiff, Bailiff Felipe. But
Yeah, the bailiff.
even more fun than that was when I asked you to come back because you killed the first one and you nailed it. I said, let's do Common Courtesy Police, the CCP.
Yes.
And we went around busting people for
At supermarkets.
having no common courtesy. Like one of the things was we went to a supermarket and busted someone in a 10 items or less lane who had like 12 items.
Yes.
We were like,
And someone does that now. Yeah, there's a guy right now that stands outside a supermarket and he goes after people who don't put the shopping cart back.
I love that. They stole our act. Oh my God. That is amazing. So I want to address this controversy and then I'll let you go. There's a
What's
big
up?
controversry. There was a controversy in my kitchen. And they were like, this is my wife. When I say they, it's my wife. She says to me, isn't it kind of racist that you're inviting Felipe on your show on Cinco de Mayo? I go, first of all, here, let me explain myself. Is celebrating my friend's culture racist? Right? And I'm getting this in my own kitchen. And by the way, if you can't be racist in your own kitchen, where can you be?
Yeah, man, like I didn't even know the true meaning of Cinco de Mayo till I saw that comedian Jim Pompa's act.
He's great. What was his joke?
He was talking about you know what Cinco de Mayo is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the Battle of Puebla where 1600 Mexicans fought 3,000 French army with axe and pickets and rakes and leaf blowers and
That's his joke?
yeah, something like that.
That's-
But I found out that the reason that they had the Battle of Puebla, Cinco de Mayo, was because Mexico had just won their independence and they owed a lot of money to Europe, and the French came in to collect that money. And Mexico said, Charlie Holmes, we ain't gonna pay your asses. Let's fight for it. And Mexico won, bro.
Yes. I love that. But the crazy thing is it's an American holiday. All my Mexican friends are like, we don't celebrate it. It's not really Mexican, it's American. Do you celebrate it?
No, they celebrate America and Mexico.
I missed that. Wait, you went Wi-Fi dark on us. What was that?
They celebrate it more in America than they do in Mexico because Budweiser and soccer, all that shit.
Well, all I'll say is I love that you came on here because I love you, and I apologize for trying to celebrate my friend's culture while getting yelled at in my own kitchen. What is that? We can't. We're losing you. What is that?
Sully McCullough.
I love Suli.
That's him right here.
All right. Now you go be anti-Semitic in your kitchen, and we'll be even.
I will, bro. We're gonna have tamales. That's close enough to matzo balls.
I love that, Felipe. You are awesome. Happy Cinco.
All right,
Happy
fool.
everything.
Take care, man.
I love you, fool. Love
All right,
that
fool.
guy. He's awesome. Chag Sameach, everybody. Now we have Dave. Dave, did you watch the show with Felipe? Was that fun? And now we have, wait, he's not mirrored. He's still on the TV. So you didn't stop mirroring the TV. Dave, this is what happens when you have this rickety show with my brother-in-law producing it. And we can't even get your sound. Yeah, let's stop screen mirroring as I asked you to do a half hour ago. I don't know why I just turned into Gilbert. Oh, there he is. Dave Attel, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't give you a proper intro. Hi, Dave.
It's okay. We're beyond proper intros at this point.
Right?
So we have to come together. I'm just saying, with all the camera turning, it's making me a little nauseous. It's a party day. It's Cinco de Mayo, or as I call it, Cinco de Canceled. And,
why? Because of the cancel culture? I don't understand that. Why?
I don't know. I didn't know this was a deep interview.
You didn't know these are in-depth?
What I was going to say is I knew at some point during this whole pandemic, I'd have to follow an impressionist. So I'm glad that happened.
Did you not enjoy the Trump? Come on.
I'm sorry. I didn't have a chance to do that. I was at home making a mask.
Now, Dave, I wanted to talk to you about a lot of things because I miss you, and we used to hang out at the cellar very often.
If I smoke a cigarette, is that okay?
There are no, I don't know if you,
There's no rules anymore.
Yeah.
We're all in our own little world.
I'll have a cigar if you have a cigarette. Let's go nuts.
And there's nothing sadder than looking at a drum set with no one playing it. It's just like, you can almost see the broken dreams.
I did. I think I was a better drummer than a comedian. I probably went in the wrong direction, but that's okay.
Give yourself more credit. Come on.
Thank you, Dave.
You're definitely a great drummer and comedian. You know what? I was going to say this. Let's drum up some interest in this conversation. Now, I can tell that you're on the West Coast, correct?
Yeah.
And I'm on the East Coast. Well, New York has changed a lot since I think you were last here. When were you last here, Elon?
Probably 3 months ago, just before this hit. The storm.
There you go.
Yeah. It's
Everything's
changed.
closed. It's by 9 o'clock, everyone's indoors. It's very, it's a different New York. It's actually more, I'd say, upstate New York than it is the regular New York.
Right. Like
You have to get up early or something for milking or farming or something. Everyone goes to bed earlier. It's kind of, it's not, it's hard being a late night guy at this kind of thing.
You were the guy that would show up to the cellar like 11. That's when your day started. 11 p.m.
11 o'clock was my 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
When I started going. So,
Then you go on at like midnight. And by the way, all the comedians, I know you don't like compliments, Dave, but you're going to have to sit out this one for just a minute. Can I do one?
Sure.
Can I drop one?
Sure.
So Dave Attel is regarded as probably the most prolific, brilliant comedian of our time. And whenever he's on at the cellar, everyone just stops everything and runs downstairs from the olive tree upstairs and watches you. We watch and learn.
That's nice.
Well, it's
this is no Mark Twain award. Relax. Anyway, I was going to ask you this.
Yeah.
Now, you've got kids, and I was just wondering, is it hard to quarantine with the children, and what do you tell them during these times? Like, what do you say?
That is, speaking of an in-depth interview, now you're the host, and I'm the guest listening to these hard-hitting.
If I had kids, you know what I would tell them? I would say, you are bad, and that's why God is angry.
By the way, I don't only have my, I love that joke. I don't even have 4 kids. I have 6 kids because I have my brother-in-law here, my producer, with his 2 kids. So I have 12 people living in my house. By the way, speaking of kids, I just heard on Howard that Amy Schumer, this is how much you're loved, respected, and regarded. Amy Schumer named her baby after you.
She just renamed it, by the way. So I didn't know you were allowed to do that, but I guess you can in these times. Anything goes. But yeah,
But that's weird.
She's such a good friend. Is such a funny lady, and all I'm going to say is it was an honor to even be thought of in that way.
But literally, my favorite part about her interview is she said that her first name is Jen, her middle name was Attel, right? So it was Jen Attel, and then she realized that doesn't sound good together. And now, did she get rid of the Jen or the Attel?
Yes, I told her not to go that way, but you know what?
She always goes for that dick joke.
I think it's better for the kid anyhow. I mean, that is definitely going to be a lot of bullying with that kind of a name. So this is all good, and I'm very happy for everyone involved.
Yeah.
So let me ask you another question.
Please.
I see you're wearing a suit. I didn't know this was an audition tape, but let me ask you this: how are you killing the time? Now you're a good guy. I know. You got the whole family there. Are you guys doing a lot of, I guess, board games, or what are you guys doing?
There's ping pong outside. There's basketball. I have a small backyard. I didn't do as well as you, Dave, but I did well enough to have a little backyard. So we play games, and then we do this show. We take this show very seriously. We book A-list guests. We do a lot of that, and then we just like have a good time and we eat. I've gotten so fat, but that's my problem.
That's what's going to happen. We're all going to gain maybe 20, 30 pounds. It's just we're going to have to live with it.
Yeah. Now, Dave, our good friend is Jeff Ross, and you do bumping mics. You do bumping mics with Jeff. So here's my one hard-hitting question. Best and worst thing about working with Jeff?
That's a great question. Best thing about working with Jeff is that every show is a unique experience. We never know what we're going to do. The stuff that we come up with on stage is golden. It's just so amazing. And I'll say, and I've said this before, so it's not new, but Jeff is fearless. There's no line in the sand. He loves to take it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
He goes for the pure funny of it, and he doesn't care. And the crowd loves it. Our crowd, especially, and to all of them out there, I hope they're being safe because we need them. These guys and ladies are just great. But the worst thing is that, like with Jeff, I don't know if you know this about Jeff, but he likes food. And, I'm all for having a big meal after the show. Like that's kind of like a victory lap, let's go out and eat. But Jeff eats before the show and sometimes even during the show. So in a way, I'm not making that up. We've had many shows where he's ordered like a chicken basket or some fries, or sometimes he'll even be working the crowd and he'll pick someone's fries out of the audience. So, I don't know about you, Elon, but, at some point you just got to say, fruit, like have a piece, have an apple, have an orange, But it's great, and I miss him so much. I really miss all you guys, but Jeff and I, we were really, we were touring a lot. We were about to do another couple of episodes of
the Netflix show, Bumping Mics, yeah.
So let's hope that we can do that because, getting the crowd together. Are you worried? Because I think we're all a little worried about finally, when things do open up, getting a crowd and what that's going to be like.
I'll tell you what I'm most worried about, more than getting a crowd back. I'm worried about this Sunday. I'm doing my first Zoom stand-up show with 300 people on Zoom and me standing against this wall like an idiot telling my horrible jokes. That's what I'm worried. I'm not worried about getting back to the cellar.
Are you going to set up like a microphone and stand up and do it?
Yes, brick wall behind me, microphone, and 300 people on Zoom, and there's like a 1-minute delay, and it's this Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Get your tickets now, folks. And
that's going to be tough, man. That is tough.
It's going to be horrible. You've seen my act in a real setting.
No, but I'm telling you, like this virtual comedy is not really, it's not really doing it for me. I don't know about the people at home, but there is something where like you got to be able to smell the crowd. I hate to say it, but that's the only way. You got to be able to feel the room.
You're so right.
Like this, it looks, it's I don't know.
You're so right.
I give you credit, though. I give you credit.
I'm dreading it. So one more thing, and then I'll let you go. And it's more of a was this a good joke or not from the master. I want to hear your opinion. So while you were talking, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but you said Jeff likes to eat a lot, and I was going to say instead of I've heard, I was going to say I've seen. But that's not even a joke, so I didn't interrupt you. I realized halfway. You ever have a thought where you go, this could be funny, and then you go, no, it's not, and you edit yourself right away?
Well, that's kind of one line away from a haiku or something. I could see that more on a T-shirt than at the virtual comedy club. Now, you know what you should do, and I think this would be great. You, in your house, since you got all these people in there, you dress them up. Dress your kids up as waiters and waitresses. Have your brother-in-law be like a drunk heckler, so you'll have like your own little like.
That's brilliant.
Thing. I think it's a great idea.
That is brilliant. We're gonna do that. That is amazing because I have 12 people. Why not use them? I got a staff, right?
Yeah.
They're useless.
Do
Dave,
it.
Dave Attel, I can't thank you enough for being on this show.
Shout out to our mutual friend Modi.
Modi, we love Modi. We love Modi.
Super funny, great guy.
Super funny, great guy. One of my best friends. Modi is the me to, as Jeff Ross said. I don't like to use this word, this term, but Jeff Ross said, "Me and Modi are bumping kites."
Well, you and Modi had a big show up in Montreal, right?
Yes, we did. But stop.
Jeff and I. Jeff got me to go up to Montreal, and we did our thing, and that's where Netflix saw it, and that's how we did the series. So it's all on. You know, if it wasn't for Jeff, we never would have done it. So
Wow.
Jeff always is the engine; he drives us forward. So
Wow.
I give it to him. And you and Modi, I hope that we get to see this show finally. I know that you guys are thinking of trying to do it on Broadway,
Yeah.
something like that. If there is a Broadway,
I think Broadway heard we were trying to go to it and shut down.
Well, it's funny because I just walked through Times Square. I don't know if you've been here, and I've been in New York for a long time now, and it's like I've never seen it that empty.
It's scary. It's eerie.
70s and 80s, like during the Death Wish years, like when it was scary, like that's what it is kind of now. It looks like that. It
Right.
feels kind of creepy and weird.
It is, and I know you loved Times Square in the 80s. It was like your.
Sure, I'm a big wheel up there. Me and Spider-Man, the Naked Cowboy, we're all up there. So,
Dave,
but yeah,
can I just say
to you and your fans and your family, stay safe, be well, and all I can say is it's great to get to see you guys. Hopefully next time in person.
I couldn't agree more, and I can't thank you enough. You know, you are one of those guys that you're already a legend at your young age. You're already like the comedian that everyone talks about. And just the fact that you said, yeah, I'll come say hi on your show meant the world to me. So thank you, Dave.
To be honest, I'm so old, I'm glad I even figured it out. I feel like we're in high school. Like any minute one of our folks is going to walk in the room. So, all right, Elon, be good.
I love you.
Stay well.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. That was, oh my God, Dave Attel, everybody. Woo, that's our show. Let's see where people can come see me. Oh, now you have to do this. By the way, we were gonna make a margarita, a live margarita, but we figured that was slightly culturally appropriating. But we are going to make them when I sign off in 30 seconds, and then we're gonna do the word of the Yiddish word of the day tomorrow again. I'm sorry, Dad, I bumped you again. And then you could get tickets. Dad, come in while I'm telling them about the tickets. You could get tickets at nowherecomedyclub.com. There's a few. It's my first live stand-up show. If you want to give the gift of laughter to your mom, that's my first live stand-up show this Sunday, Nowhere Comedy Club. Dad, you got your Yiddish word of the day for us? What is it?
Machatunim.
And what does it mean?
Machatunim is in-laws. It's actually an opposing group of parents who pretend to get along with each other because their kids are married to each other.
Well, I'm so glad we ended the show with that bang. We could have just ended it
I
with
didn't even say bienvenidos to everybody.
Oh, do you have a Spanish word of the day?
Bienvenidos.
And what does that mean?
Welcome, everybody.
Oh, that's so. See, that was nice. That was good.
Jew is waiting also.
Oh, there's a Mexican Jew on the phone waiting. Oh, Leslie wanted to say. Well, we ran out of time for everybody. They've already started the margaritas here. We're gonna see you tomorrow night with a very special guest, Aryeh Borkoff and Oz Perlman, who's gonna do a trick for us. Bye bye. Oh.